Hi everybody, Doug here. Welcome back to yet another board game channel and yet another round of Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. We're still doing the Gangs of Arkham scenario. I'm trying to prevent a gang war by trying to figure out who or what caused a grisly murder. Alright, we'll get right into it. Had a little trouble getting into, I don't know if it's a speakeasy or what, with Finn. His rolls weren't quite good enough. However, Harvey, with his fine clothes, has somewhat better influence. So for his first action, he's going to move one. He's still got a 1 unit of movement that he can use later on if he chooses to. And we are going to, yes, we're going to try to knock on the door again. Right, password. So, Harvey is going to get to roll 5 dice, as opposed to Finn's 4, and we're hoping to get more than 2. 2 is clearly not enough. Nope. Wow, we really are having trouble getting into this door. Okay, so, well, we're going to put in 1. Confirm. Yeah, no password. No entry. So that was a almost total waste of Harvey's turn. Well, no, it was a total waste. Okay, well, wonder if Finn can do it. Finn does have a clue now, thanks to Harvey. So, okay, we're going to try. I don't know if I'm wasting my time trying to do this, but Finn is going to give it another shot. No, that's not going to be enough. We know if we spend the clue, he will only have 2. So, one more time. Oh, just can't do this. Okay, we may have to just totally abandon this line of inquiry because it seems impossible to get through this door. Alright, let's just go see Min in the diner and see if she can get anything done. Alright, Min. Well, we could keep talking to the waitress, but I'm pretty sure she's going to stick around. I'm very interested in this gentleman in the back booth, so for her first action, she is going to move. And for her second action, she is going to sit down across from the mysterious man. You sit down at the booth across from the red-gloved man. Silently, he takes a piece of paper out of his breast pocket and slides it across the table to you. You pick up the paper and look it over. It appears to be a contract offering to make you everything you could hope to become. In return, you promise to provide your services at the time of reckoning. The man holds a pen out to you. I'm going with no. This is slightly worrying. We can accept the offer or decline the offer. I mean, it'd be cool to see what it does, but that is going to come back and bite us in the butt, I'm sure. So, of course, if we decline, he might get pissed off, and they think better of signing the contract and push it back towards the man. He silently picks it up and returns it to his breast pocket. You get up from the booth and leave the man to wait for another opportunity. Okay. She's still got a movement point left, so she's going to move back here, and we accomplished absolutely nothing that turn. Alright, well, we will see instead what happens during our mythos phase. The gangster continues at his brisk pace. Oh, hold on, you can't quite see him, can you? Alright, there's the whole board. The gangster continues at his brisk pace down the street and turns another corner past the chapel. remove the gangster from the board. Okay, he's gone to the chapel way over there, so maybe that's where we should be going. A woman with long blonde hair and a large hat inside the curio shop flips the open sign in the front to the closed side, locks the door, and turns out the lights in the shop. Discard this token. Whoops, well, we lost our window there. That's too bad. And that is it. Okay, what to do next? Okay, we clearly need to get to some of these other locations as quickly as we can. Going to have Min talk to the waitress one last time, and then I think she's going to head down to the chapel, because stuff seems to be happening there. Yes, what can I get you, hon? I'm just going to ask about names, some of the names of the customers you had last night. Ben Marlowe was in late last night, Katie answers. He's a regular who comes in during his night shift, working at the Gazette's printing press down the street. Oh, okay, maybe we'll head to the Gazette. Father Paul from the chapel, oh, okay, chapel hint, down the street was also here for a late-night piece of pie. And a woman with a foreign accent was here late as well. I don't know her name, but I think she has a stall at the flea market. Yeah, we might have lost our chance on that one then. And that is it. So, for second action, let's see, do I want Min to head towards the Gazette or the chapel? Well, okay, yeah, let's head towards the chapel, because one of our guys can get up to the Gazette in time, and yeah, let's move down to them. Okay, we're going to let Harvey have a couple, well, hopefully one, but a couple more goes at this. We're going to have Finn head off to the Gazette afterwards, though. So, okay, all 5 dice. We got 3 that time. Okay, maybe that will be enough. Let us knock on the door again. And put in 1, 2, 3 influence. All right. I'll let you in this once. Probably just because Harvey's annoyed the hell out of him. The doorman replies, the slats slide shut, and the door unlocks. Ah, finally, the door swings open, revealing a packed speakeasy. Numerous people are crowded into the small room, laughing and drinking bootleg liquor. The sounds of jazz music from a phonograph push out the mechanical noise coming from the building next door. That'd be the printing press, probably, for the paper. And the smell of cigarette smoke fills the air. Discard the Explorer token and place the speakeasy as indicated. Okay, speakeasy. Oh, now I need to find a specific person token. Okay, there we go. At the back of the speakeasy is a booth surrounded by burly men. Between the bodyguards, you just catch sight of an older man seated in the booth. Place a person token as indicated. This is old Sadie Sheldon, leader of the Sheldon gang. Oh, and another person. Alright, so right here, an older woman you recognize as Sadie Shelton, old Sadie's daughter. That's very odd that, yep. Father and daughter are both named Sadie. And heiress apparent stands near the bar chatting with a young flapper in a beaded dress. Perhaps they are discussing something relevant to your investigation. You may move 1 space into the explored area. Well, we want it in here, so we may as well. And that was only Harvey's first action, because he got that right away. So, second action, we're going to speak to Sadie. Oh, Oh, okay. Same text. We're just going to try to eavesdrop. Observation test. And we did up Harvey's observation. So he's going to get to roll 5 dice again. Can we see that? Nope. Now we can. Come on. 3. 3 is usually good enough. I am tired of this coffin varnish, the flapper says. When are we going to get some quality stuff? I'll just read to you. Pop says it should be soon, Sadie answers. He was supposed to meet with a supplier from Boston last night, but that nosy female detective was spotted staking out the guy's hotel. Okay. Freddie is going to meet with the guy tonight, and we should get some real liquor in here as early as next week. Hot dog, the flapper replies. Dog being spelled D-A-W-G. So dog. Cannot happen soon enough. Sadie glances in your direction and notices you are listening in. Hey, she says to you, taking an aggressive posture. Private conversation. Beat it. You decide starting a fight with the gang leader in a place packed with her underlings might not be the best idea, so you retreat into the crowd. Gain 1 clue and discard this person token. Okay, so they're trying to find a clue here. They're a bootleg supplier. They're staying at the hotel. Don't suppose he is the dead fella. See, anything else happen as a result of that? No, that is it. Okay, so now to think about Finn. Okay, I could have Finn come in, maybe speak with old Sadie, but we really need to get these locations open, see if there's anything noteworthy. So instead, Finn, for his first action, is going to move 2. For his second action, is going to explore that token. Modest sign for the Arkham Gazette adorns the wall. We hear heavy machinery. Explore. Oh, okay. I did notice the printing press here. Yeah, there it is. Printing press is going to go like so, with a wall blocking off there. The printing press is a deafening cacophony of machine noises, or it would be. The cramped room is dominated by a massive machine, a hodgepodge of gears and rollers spinning hundreds of feet of paper through a confusing maze of twists and turns at dizzying speeds. The smell of ink assaults your nostrils with such power that you can almost taste it. Nope. And we have a generic person. Oop. A figure is bent over a table in a corner of the press room, back turned to you. He does not seem to notice your entrance. This is Ben Marlowe, the press worker. Oh, forgot to take that away. And a number of back issues of the newspaper litter the press room floor. You may move 1 space into the explored area. Okay, so that is everybody. Now that we finally got into that speakeasy, I think we're going to make some exploration progress. We'll see what happens for our next mythos phase. As night wears on, the streets grow deserted and quiet. The sound of footsteps on the cobblestones is barely audible over the soft whoosh of the night's gentle breeze. A strange vaporous color fills the air. This mythos event affects each investigator in street corner 1. Well, that is nobody, because that would be those 2 spaces. Good. All right. Right. On to another investigator phase. Okay, we're going to start with Finn. Because of his special ability, we'll be able to look at that and speak to Ben. Because once per round, Finn may move one space before or after performing a search action. So he's going to search the newspapers. After rifling through the old newspapers, one particular headline jogs a memory. The banner headline from 2 weeks ago reads, "Gang Shootout Leaves Several Dead." The large picture accompanying the headline shows a black-haired woman dressed in a fancy evening gown and large hat, kneeling next to a body covered in a sheet, a look of anguish on her face. The caption identifies the woman as Detective Alice Luxley. Okay. Skimming the first few paragraphs, you note that the shootout was between members of the Sheldon and O'Banion gangs. Several gang members were killed, along with one innocent bystander, Lulu Haverford. The article mentions that Detective Luxley had also been caught in the crossfire but survived unharmed. And that's going to give Finn another clue, and we will discard that search token. There, another clue for Finn. Now, he gets a free space movement right there, which means for his second action, we're going to speak to Ben. Ben Marlowe is bent over a table in a corner of the press room, back turned to you. He does not seem to notice your entrance. As an action, try to talk to Ben. You try yelling a greeting over the noise of the printing press, but Ben does not notice at all. You walk closer and try shouting again, and get no reaction. Finally, you reach out to tap Ben on the shoulder. With your finger only inches away, Ben suddenly turns and looks at you. He's a young man in his late teens or early 20s. He makes what looks like a quick wave at you. So we can ask, and this is not going to cost us any extra actions. This is all part of the initial action. What do you know about last night's murder? Or what is down that nearby alley? Well, we're just going to look at down the alley. So well, no, we know it's down the alley. It's a speakeasy. So we're going to ask him about the murder. Ben shakes his head and points to his ear. You try asking again more loudly. Ben shakes his head again, points to himself, and then taps an index finger on his jaw near his ear and again near his chin. So we can try speaking again, louder and more slowly, or find something to write your question on. I'm going to go with the writing, because we're just going to stand here all day yelling. You look around for something to write on and find a pen and pad of paper on the table. You pick up both and jot down your question, then hand it to Ben. Ben smiles appreciatively at you before reading what you wrote. Communicating through messages written on the pad of paper, Ben tells you that he was just leaving the diner down the street last night when he saw a dark figure jump out the second-story window of the hotel room where the victim was killed. Ooh. Ben could not make out much about the figure beyond its long dark hair. Oh, like Alice. But wrote that it appeared not quite human. It disappeared around the corner through the flea market. Gained the missing link unique item. Let's see. So it's just going to be a bit of evidence. Missing link. With this, everything falls into place. I wish. Okay. Oh, additionally, Ben tells you that one of the Gazette's reporters had taken photographs of the crime scene and police activity this morning. He hands you a small stack of photos. Gain the photographic evidence unique item. We can inspect that in the app. And, oh, gee, I totally forgot he's got the old journal pull-up through as well. So I think next turn, he will just spend a little bit of time perusing the evidence that he's picked up. Here we are, some photographic evidence. Alright, well, our guys actually uncovered some information. Okay, that is all that happens with Ben. So yeah, that's it for... Right, that was it for Finn. Now, yeah, do I want to do Harvey or Min? Okay, Harvey is going to keep looking around in the speakeasy. First action, movement, 1 point of it anyway. Yes, old Sadie is surrounded by several large, angry-looking men. It will be difficult to get a word with him, so we can either try to talk your way past the goons or try to intimidate the goons. Well, we're going to try to talk. And yes, it's going to be another influence test. Please be high. 3, which is probably pretty good. Could spend the clue to make it 4. 3 is usually pretty safe. Whereas 4 might make them really, really good to us. So yeah, let's do that. Maybe they will be extremely welcoming if we crank it up to a 4. The goons step aside, and you make your way to Sadie, who has been watching the whole display. All right, you got my attention, Sadie says. What do you want? What do you know about last night's murder? Or, I think you may have known the man who was murdered at the Carmichael Hotel last night. Or, Mr. Sheldon, I have heard a great deal about you, but no one mentioned how attractive you are. No, Harvey's not going to hit on. I'm going to go. Fortunately, there are no actions for any of these. They're all free. Going to say that middle one. I think you may have known the man who was murdered at the Carmichael Hotel last night. That's the impression I got from listening to young Sadie. As you tell Sadie what you know, he remains stoic. Yeah, I knew the fella, Sadie says when you finish. We were working towards a business arrangement. Somebody must have gotten wind of that and put an end to it. This has the stink of the O'Banion gang all over it. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. And gain 1 clue, so he gets that clue back. Continue. So, I guess we can still, as an action, do Mr. Sheldon. Aren't you? Yeah, we're not going to do Mr. Sheldon. You're looking very attractive. I don't see Harvey doing it, and I can't imagine what good we're going to get out of it. So, Harvey still has 1 bit of movement, so we're going to move out of that space. And that's just going to leave us with Min. Okay, Min is going to move. And move 1, and before we do anything else, because she's on that tile, we can see what is past the end of that street. Yeah, we can reveal what's at the end of the street. The street turns a corner and dead ends at a warehouse. We're going to put street corner 2 out. Alright, there it is. Anything else? Oh, yep. A door leads into a warehouse. Also, this door to a small chapel has a large wooden cross hung above it. Oh, And if we move into that tile, there's a little bit more to reveal there as well. Okay, so do I want to look at that or continue on and explore the chapel? Now, an odd glow coming from a small spot on the cobblestone street catches your eye. If it's a glow, it sounds like something magic and possibly very useful. I really wanted to get into the chapel, but I'm going to take a chance and search this location. Hey, this was a good thing. You find a small glass vial. The glow comes from a bit of luminescent liquid inside. The vial has the image of a cat's skull on the outside, which you recognize from the sign outside the curio shop. Gain the forensic evidence unique item. So we found some more evidence about what's going on. That and a clue. Putting her up to 5. Okay, we've got to get Min doing some skill checks. And she still has 1 point of movement, so we're going to move her there. And that will conclude. So we'll just do one final mythos phase for the episode. Okay, here we go. Confirm. Oh dear. We had a horrible thing show up. You hear a scratching sound like claws on wood coming from somewhere nearby. Suddenly a dark shape emerges from the shadows and strikes, spawning hunting horror as indicated, right on Finn's head. There it is. Blah. We see it is flying. This monster can pass through impassable borders. I don't think we have any on this map as of yet. Black and ropey and relentless, the creature flies swiftly, always seeking its quarry. Its ever-changing form is hard to see for mortal eyes. And unfortunately it shows up right in that space with Finn. That's unfortunate. The hunting horror moves 3 spaces towards the investigator within range with the lowest strength. Well, he's right on top of Finn, so Finn is it. So the monster attacks, and as we see, it does have 6 HP we're going to have to deal with. The creature grabs you in its claws, attempting to drag you away. Doing an agility check. Ugh, he's only got 3, and we need 2 successes. He has a couple of clues, so depending on our roll... Nailed it. 3 successes. If you pass, you hold your ground and bat the beast away. If you fail, so on and so forth. Alright. Continue. Right, now we have to resolve a horror check for the hunting horror. The creature lands and flexes, releasing a cloud of spore-like particles. An acrid aroma like vinegar hits your throat as you struggle to breathe. Now we're going to test his strength, and we need 2 successes. His strength is also 3. Making sure, yes, he has nothing to assist in a roll, except... Okay, got 1 success and a clue token, so we're going to spend a clue. Change that to a success. Meaning we pass the test, you hold your breath, and manage not to vomit. And that is all. So we are going to end the mythos phase, bringing us back around to the investigator phase. So we will save and quit. Well, it's too bad that showed up right there, because next turn I was going to have Finn start looking through all the evidence, but no, he's going to have to fight. And nobody else can get there in time to help him. Harvey went 1, 2, 1, 2, and then he won't have time to, won't have an opportunity to actually shoot. Oh well, that's what we're stuck with. We'll deal with that next time. Thanks very much, everybody, for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and liking the videos, both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. I appreciate it. And we will see you next time for another round of Mansions of Madness, 2nd edition. So long.